UFC Des Moines just finished in Iowa. And I think wrong picture, my bad. UFC Des Moines just finished in Iowa. And man, I think I owe Cory Sandhagen an apology. In my last video, I said, man, I do not give a crap about this main event. I said it. And maybe I was just going through a lot this week and, it was a lot going on. Cory Sandhagen, I owe you an apology.
Christian, this Shaq, I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game and, how you travel.
Man, you're a casual.
I thought it was going to be a test tubes and beakers, pitter-pat, jab, jab. Let me just overthink something and throw a bunch of strikes that don't land. I thought that was what this fight was going to be, but it was not. It was not. It was pretty action-packed. When you're a world-class fighter and another world-class fighter is having the worst day of his life, the fight's going to be action-packed, pretty much. Figgy, I don't know what happened to Figgy. I was starting to think like, okay, can you get CTE like while you're still fighting? How old is Figgy? He had the absolute worst game plan. I got to admit, first, when he came out and he reversed Sanhagen and got on his back in a backpack, I was like, oh, shoot. I started seeing flashbacks of war. Cory Sandhagen started seeing flashbacks of Aljo. I said, is this how it's going to end? And then he started doing this whole leg lock thing. And he was so adamant about trying to get this leg lock, this heel hook. Let me get a heel hook on Cory Sandhagen. I don't know what he was he walking down the streets in Sao Paulo and some psychic woman said, you're going to win by heel hook against Cory Sandhagen in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know why he was so adamant. Did he buy a $200 course from Craig Jones on leg locks? And he said, I have to get a leg lock. I spent all this money on this crappy course. I have to get a leg lock. Dude, Cory Sandhagen, we just found this out today, is coached by Ryan Hall and trains with Ryan Hall. Now, if that ain't the worst game plan to try and leg lock Cory Sandhagen, that's like going to someone who John Morant trains with in the gym and saying, I'm going to dunk on this guy. You're not going to dunk on... Dude, he trains with the heel hook hack. The heel hack. I mean, dude, round one, Cory Sandhagen had 52 ground strikes. Figgy had 3 ground strikes. Round two, this is what you call styling on people. This is what you call stunting like my daddy. Cory Sandhagen was stunting like his daddy. All right, so round two, Cory Sandhagen goes for a heel hook, but he just uses it to reverse on top. Then Figueiredo, what he's gained in muscle, he's lost in brain power. It's like he went up in weight class and went down in brain cells. I don't understand it, but he ended up like tearing his ACL or something. My leg! Pretty bad loss. He was going to lose anyway. He was looking absolutely awful. 52 strikes to 3 strikes. It was not looking good. Cory Sandhagen, I owe you an apology. Someone tries leg locking you all round one. You beat them 52 strikes to 3. Then round 2, you throw a leg lock on them and you use it to reverse them and then you tear their ACL. Hey, man, I owe you an apology. Lunch on me, Cory Sandhagen. Cory deserves a title shot. I think he deserves a title shot. It must stink knowing that he was so close to getting it. If he had just beaten Umar Nurmagomedov, he would have been in there with Merab. But I think it's cool. We haven't seen Sanhagen versus O'Malley. We haven't seen Sanhagen versus Merab. I think Figueiredo versus Umar is the next fight to make. I think that's a really good fight. But I could also see Cory Sandhagen not getting the title shot, even though he literally in the post-fight interview, he's like, please, UFC, give me a title shot, please. But I also can see Dana White being like, hey, fight fans, we're going to give you a trilogy, Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili 3. I mean, how do you not give Sean O'Malley a 3rd title shot? It's like, okay, I can see that. But let's talk about a more entertaining fight. And that is Renier De Ridder versus Bo Nickal. All right. Now, earlier this week, I saw Renier De Ridder in an Iowa t-shirt. And I was so close because if you're not familiar with college wrestling, Iowa and Penn State, they're pretty big rivals in wrestling. And Bo Nickal has never lost to an Iowa wrestler. In his whole career, he never lost to an Iowa wrestler. And so I saw this. I saw that Renier De Ridder was kind of teasing him and like, haha, I'm an Iowa wrestler now. I've seen Renier De Ridder was saying, I want to wrestle with him. And I was thinking, what is Renier De Ridder thinking? Bo Nickal is going to do horrible, horrible things to Renier De Ridder. But I was so wrong, and I'm so glad I did not make a video about Bo Nickal is going to do horrible things to Renier De Ridder, because pretty much it was the opposite. Renier De Ridder did what he wanted to. He made Bo Nickal look like exactly what he is, and that's a prospect. He said he has a lifetime of experience to make up for when it comes to jiu-jitsu, and I was thinking, no, he doesn't, but he does. For the first time in a long time, I saw someone go from side control to half guard to almost, well, he didn't make it a full mount. But I mean, I saw someone pass a guard today. That was refreshing. That was very refreshing. What Renier De Ridder really capitalized on is Bo Nickal's tendencies. Bo Nickal has that overhand, and he spams the overhand. And so every time he would throw the overhand, Renier De Ridder would throw a knee. And in one of those knees was the knee that hit the liver, ended the fight pretty much. I did not think Renier De Ridder was going to win this one. I thought Bo Nickal was going to do horrible things. Look at him with his hand. If you need a shoulder to cry on, you got Mike Beltran over here. But yeah, very pleasant surprise. I was pretty happy with this fight. Next fight, I mean, it was just a night of surprises pretty much. Who saw Daniel Rodriguez knocking out Santiago Ponzinibbio? Who saw that coming? If you saw that coming, you saw it coming the way that Ponzinibbio saw the cage coming. It was kind of funny. He got knocked down. He tried to get back up, keep fighting, and then he stumbled into the cage. Not funny. It's not funny too soon. But great win for Daniel Rodriguez. He should retire now. Just retire, man. Because they're going to give you a killer next, and we don't want to see that. But awesome win for Daniel Rodriguez. Just retire. Don't do this to yourself. You got enough money. Go start a tattoo shop or something. I don't know what you can do, but this was a much-needed win for Daniel Rodriguez. Oh, I'm just going to say this. Montel Jackson, I was excited for this Montel Jackson versus Marcos fight because Montel Jackson is very promising. Very good, undefeated, can't find a fight because he's so good, yada, 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 whatever. Okay, they give him this Peruvian dude stalling the whole time. I'm just going to end this by saying this. If you are fighting in Iowa, which is it's the center of wrestling in America, and it's also the center of America. This is the only place in America where wrestling is the most popular sport. If you are fighting in Iowa, and Iowa fans are booing your wrestling, then it's not about wrestling anymore. It's not about, okay, because they were not booing when Bo Nickal was wrestling, because Bo Nickal wasn't wrestling like this. He wasn't, I think there's a difference, man. There's a difference between grabbing a leg and laying there and holding the guy. And there's a difference between wrestling to try to gain position. Bo Nickal and Renier De Ridder were wrestling to try and gain position. And it looks like he's trying to gain a little kissy on the cheek.
Hey, yo.
That is what wrestling should be. This is not wrestling. This is stalling. And Iowa fans can recognize that. That being said, congrats to Montel Jackson. Hope you get a killer next fight. A few nice surprises in this fight. I enjoyed watching the Jeremy Stevens fight. Felt like I was watching BKFC. It's BK. Have it your way. You lose. All right. But this is Flying Squirrel. Thanks for watching. Peace.